Hello, this is FuturesTrader from the Easy Algo Discord community. And in this video, I want to share with you how I feel that I've mastered trading money flow divergences. And if you've been watching the videos on my channel, you know this is just the way I like to trade. And money flow divergences can often signal a bottom or a top. If you just look at a different time frame, you'll see the divergence. And so if you watch my other videos, you'll know that I explain how this money flow wave creates divergences, where if the price is coming down but the money is coming up, you'll have a divergence. Say like that would be a bullish divergence. And in previous videos, what I would do is I would draw like a line, and I called it the primo zone. Say if you had like a divergence here, then I would draw a Gann box on this last opposite color candle or the order block, and I wait for price to come back down to that zone and tap it and get an excellent entry. But oftentimes you have to wait a long time, or it doesn't tap the zone. But I found a better way to trade these, and I want to share it with you because it's increased my trading results, and I know that they're going to continue to increase, and it'll probably be exponential because I'm already doing much better now because of this. And this is it. So this is how I do it. I use trend lines, and that's all you really need is TDIX and some trend lines. Now when I first started trading, I learned all about trend lines, and I thought, yeah, these are pretty cool and they seem to work, but I couldn't tell when, breakout was legit or so-and-so. And then I just kind of gave up trend lines and started getting into all the easy algo indicators and other trading strategies, and I was looking for something that worked for me. And I found that money flow divergences are legit, and they work, and they do play out. Even if they get prolonged for a while, they play out. But timing them and when to enter was so difficult, and the primo zone just didn't always work right, because like oftentimes the money flow push into higher time frames. Say if you get a divergence that doesn't play out, if it keeps pushing down, like in this case, it'll just push into a higher time frame. The divergence will appear there, and so it'll take longer for it to play out. But basically, you got your lower price, your higher money flow, and then you just draw a trend line. And in this case, you would just draw this here, and you want, two or three or more really touches of the trend line. And then when you get a breakout, that's when you go long in this case. So this is what I did recently. I've been trading like this now, and it rocks. I love it. It's so much better. It's so solid. Like I don't know how else to say it. I took this trade on mix. I only used 3x leverage, and I think I got 75% profit. It was amazing. So the money flow came up, and then the price went down, and I waited right around here. I was like, this thing's going to break out. And I took a long, and then set my stop loss down here by this local bottom, like this little swing low right here. And price never went down there again, and then I just went to sleep and woke up the next day, and what do you know, when I got up the next day, price was like topping out right at trend X resistance 1 level. So that was really sweet, and that's where I knew to take profit. But this gives you, this is so precise. It gives you the entry trigger when it breaks the trend line. The money flow divergence will play out, but when it breaks that trend line, that's your go signal. But you got to keep this in mind when you're trading. It takes time. I know some people struggle with this. They know the trade's going to happen. They get in, they get nervous, they wait a long time, they go to sleep, or they have to go do something, they get out because it takes so long. In this case, this was meant to be a scalp, and I entered around here somewhere, and somewhere around here. And when you look at it, this trade lasted 17 hours. I went to bed. I could have taken profit right here at the top of this wick, got back in, and taken profit over and over. But I held it because I didn't know when it was going to do this. And even when it got up to here, I was awake at that time. I woke up and I'm like, whoa, I should have took profit here. I'm about to get round trip because look, it came way down to here. But I'm like, no, I'm gonna let this play out, because it was like right after that, like candle closed, it started going up again. I'm like, oh, that's just volatility, like it's gonna blast off even more. I just, because you often see volatility like that towards the end of the push up or down. You'll start seeing bigger candles and stuff. And people, they're probably trying to take out people that use too high a leverage if they entered late. But anyway, I held it and it hit the trend X level and I took profit. It was very nice. And all you got to do is use trend lines. So, you know, in this case, like, why didn't I draw the trend line here? Well, I've noticed that you don't always need to draw it from the top. You know, if you get some curvature like this, just use some other ones. It doesn't matter that much. You kind of got to mess around with it and you'll see what I mean once you start drawing your trend lines. And, you know, back test and you'll see, look for your money flow divergence, draw some trend lines, look at where it started to go up. You usually have a breakout of that trend line when that happens. Like in this case, sometimes you'll have funky stuff happen. Like in this case, like here you had another bullish money flow divergence. You had your trend line going down, a lot of interaction with it, slowly pushing the price down. It got above, but it flopped. And let me explain this. When you have a money flow divergence, you should see a move like this, because money flow divergences are pretty powerful. And if you don't see a move like that, the chances are high that it's either going to invalidate and push to a higher time frame, or just have one more hump down like this. And then it got above there. Now I didn't take this one. I missed this one. I was like, I don't trust it because of what it did here. And I'd already won this trade. So I was like, I'm going to watch and study, you know. But I kept the line up. You had to flop. And, you know, it didn't play out here because the price never even broke these highs right here. It just had a flop. I was like, okay, it's not ready to break out. It came back down, dipped again. Then it broke out. Anyway, so there are different ways, and this works for shorts too. I took this trade because I seen this on different time frames. I saw this bearish money flow divergence. This bio, I mean, it had a run. And I'm like, I'm looking at, I don't short much, but I was wanting to short this one. And I seen the money flow coming down, the price going up, 1, 2, 3 hits to the upside, and then you, boom, your reversal. So, but when I seen that, I'm like, did I miss it? Look at that drop. Somebody else like Crypto Crisp could have probably caught that trade, but I don't trade like that. But I still got a nice trade, and I'll show you what's up with that. And by the way, thank you, Crypto Crisp, if you listen to this, because when you said I should be doing better with my trades, it provoked me and it annoyed me. Like, who are you to tell me how good I should be doing? Well, you've always been trying to help, but people trade, you know, different ways and have different things going on in their life and everything. So I didn't totally like get super mad, but I was like, I started looking more into your screenshots and noticed you using trend lines, and that kind of helped me to use these, because I always knew about trend lines, but I forsook them once I had all the indicators. I didn't think I needed them. And I'm like, wait a minute, I'll go back to the basics with this, and it works. And this is like really the key to trading these. I know you don't, Crypto Crisp doesn't trade like this, but using his trend line technique of trading those, or trading with trend lines, that helped me to figure out to try this, to add it to it. So in this case, there was another a bearish money flow divergence even on the lower time frame, but it didn't really play out here once again. So I had my trend line and I was waiting for it to come down, but like this here broke and it came back up, and I wasn't satisfied because it got above the trend line again, and that was kind of like a fake out. And once it got above, I'm like, well, it is showing weakness. And then I seen this, like it had a rejection here, like that could have been a really nice entry for a quickie, because when you see it get under the trend line and then reject, like in this case it tried to reject and it went up above. But when you see something like this and it stays under the trend line, you know it's going to go down. It's highly likely that it's going to go down. And even then I seen it and I was like, wait a minute, I'm going to keep watching this. Did I miss it? Because it's going slow and sideways. This thing might not be ready to drop. But then it rejected on the 200. I'm like, I said I'm in. And I got in right around here and I held it. And I seen this while I was in it. It was like, oh, it's coming back close up to my entry. And like, I'm like, no, that's a nice little bearish wick on that, right on the 200. And I think there was a shark fin, bearish shark fins. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to hold this. And then it just dumped. And I only used 5x leverage with that. And the profit was great. It didn't take that long, really. And, you know, I could have taken profit right here. I could have got back. You can get so many trades on these sometimes. I just don't like super low time frames, so I tend to hold it and wait for it. And in this case, I took profit here, like right above this. There would have been a liquidity line here with indicator X. So I was like, okay, it's probably going for that liquidity because it took out this liquidity, and I was like, I'm taking that, and I took my profit somewhere around here. And that turned out to be a nice trade. And I don't short much, but I couldn't pass that one up. So I think, yeah, I showed you mix. I've been watching Cato a lot. This is weird. I turn off my indicators just to kind of clean it up so I can show you what I'm talking about. And then my internet's so weird, like it doesn't always work right. And then it just adds all my indicators again where I wanted to hide them. So anyway, Cato, I'm really liking trading this one. It's going well. It keeps getting money flow divergences and then making these little moves like on the lower time frames. These moves here tend to be like money flow divergences, and they're nice. They're really nice. They're nice moves. So like, there's 12%. Here's like 17% in like 16 hours. That's more than 1% per hour. It's about 1% an hour. So in this case, like Cato's still in the downtrend line. It's got 3 taps to the trend line. It's got the money flow divergence right now. It's got a bullish shark fin right now on the 4-hour. It's dipped. This was a 4-hour liquidity line. There was a 4-hour, look, I think it was right here. And it came back, it came down and hit this liquidity and finally took that out. You can't see it because of I just made a line there where it's at. But basically now I'm watching this and it looks like it's breaking another trend line on the lower time frame. And what I want to get is in down here somewhere or lower and then have it break out of this higher time frame trend. And I use money flow divergence to be able to tell when it's bottoming out. So that's how that works. That's the key to trading these. But you can see these. That's not a good example. Oh, I guess this would be. Oh, I'm on the wrong time frame. But basically, yeah, like this is the stuff. Like this is the way to do it. No more waiting for a primo zone. That because you don't always get it. Look at this one. I didn't take this one, but you had the money flow coming up. Really, like it went up to here, and then it had one more push down. But you could just do that, and then the price, it came down very slightly. It was crunching, and you could have drew a trend line on here. I'm sure there was some way to tell. I think I had it on there and I just took it off. But sometimes you'll get your trend line and then like you need a couple taps. And I don't always draw my trend line from the top from the recent peak. Like I want to see more interactions with it. Like in this case, and I like my trend lines dotted by. It's just how I do it now because it helps me to just tell. In this case, you had whatever it is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, breakout, retap on the bottom of the line for the money flow divergence. Then you get your sideways action and then blast off. So you're going to get this too when you get into trades, but they're solid trades, and the money flow as it comes up, you can bet that it's all this down money flow is going to turn into the upside money flow. And you know, you could have taken it when it broke here somewhere, broke and retested if you wanted to be really safe, and then just held it. It would took a while, but you know, sometimes you can do these quicker on lower time frames. Like, it just kind of depends. Like, even if you took profit here, like 2% in 2 hours, it's pretty good. You could have kept trading up and down through here. As long as you went long on the lows, you would have been straight. You know, that's a pretty good move. It's easy. It's probably another one around here somewhere if you just look at the correct time frames. So let's see. Let's look at 10-minute. Anyway, this is how I do it now. Yeah. So like, you got your money flow coming up and your price coming down. You see this, how this hump is lower than this one? Slightly, but it's lower. And now you just want a trend line break of some sort. And here you probably wouldn't have been the best trend line, but you usually have to look around for a while, but you'll start, if you mess around, you'll start seeing stuff. This is only like 2 taps, but that's pretty good. I think that was, even though it's a 3 here. And when you here's another way to know you really got the trend line. When you get a hit on the trend line, you get a strong reaction. Like in this case, it went down pretty sharply. See how this candle really rejected it. It tried to get dumped, wicked, dumped hard, and it broke out, got above, dumped again, got on, retested, wicked on it. Right there, you could have known it was go time. So the money flow was coming up, and so I want to do a video too about the TDIX, because I love this indicator and I back test it all the time. And what I'll say really quick in this video is you've got your Bollinger Bands. It's like a worm going from top oversold to overbought to oversold, overbought to oversold. And you know, it doesn't always go to the top and bottom every time, but generally it does go from bottom to top and top to bottom. And if you see a bullish like shark fin way up here when it's starting to top out with bear divs, you don't really want to go long here, because you also got the money flow. It's like going up, coming down, and then going up, coming down. And your goal is to, if you're going long, to go long as the money flow's coming down. You're looking at like shark fins around here, or while it's in the red, and then these crossovers as well, like where the fast MA crosses the middle band of the money flow, like right there. Excuse me. So right there's usually a good entry as well. But yeah, you want to take note of this. Sometimes you'll get a pump if you get a shark fin way up here, but you want to wait for it to be really oversold. And when it's oversold for a while, and these Bollinger Bands are way down here, the money flows draining way down here, the only hope you'll see of it going back up again is slowly the money flow starts to go up. And then it does, and then it has its movement, it goes into green money flow. So that's how you do it. That's how it works. And trend lines are your friend with this, because it gives you your trigger. and it gives you a safer entry. So that's it. I hope this video helps somebody. Trading these doesn't have to be mysterious anymore. I know my trades are just going to keep getting better and better because of this. Yes, I still use indicator X and trend X and everything. I do. I love the indicators. But I had them turned off for this video because I didn't want a bunch of lines all over my screen. I do use those when I trade and I do my TA. I use those a lot. So like as you see, I typically have my screen looking like this. This is Bitcoin. I'm going to dump on the monthly. Anyway, it is forming a bullish money flow divergence right now in the 2 hour. And if this fast MA crosses this middle band, it may confirm a higher hump, and you may get a move. You may get a breakout of this trend line. So that's what I'm watching for on Bitcoin too right now. But yeah, that's how it's done. Thanks for taking the time to listen, and I hope this helps somebody.